My name is Laura Thompson. I am the Assistant Director General for External and Corporate Relations at the International Labour Organization. The ILO is a tripartite organization that brings together governments, employers, and workers' organizations from its 187 member states and has the mandate to advance social justice and promote decent work. There are today an important number of needs and priorities in different countries that are unmet. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic, climate crisis, and geopolitical conflicts have exacerbated the socioeconomic vulnerabilities of millions of people. Let me give you two examples from the world of work. Currently, 3.8 billion people are without any social protection. Closing this coverage gap requires an additional investment of $1.4 trillion per year. This is equivalent of 3.3% of countries' GDPs in low and middle income countries. Meanwhile, 400 million jobs are needed globally, requiring a $982 billion fiscal stimulus for economic and labor market recovery. At the same time, high debt and limited fiscal space constrain countries' abilities to respond effectively. This large financing gap demands a response that bridges ambition with action and policy with financing. That is why the ILO, together with the UN partners, is leading the global Accelerator on Jobs and Social Protection for Just Transitions, an initiative designed to unlock financing to strengthen social protection systems and create decent jobs. The Global Accelerator uses the UN Joint SDG Fund as one of its primary vehicles to mobilize resources to support the implementation of projects and reforms supported by the Global Accelerator. As part of the Coalition of Social Investment of the Finance in Common Summit, a coalition of over 500 development banks, the Global Accelerator develops concrete partnerships with public development banks to increase their social investment and the social impact of the projects in energy, agriculture, transportation, and other key sectors of transitions. The Global Accelerator collaborates also directly with the World Bank in 9 countries to be expanded through a new call for proposals that we are co-organizing with the Joint SDG Fund in April 2025. It is expected that these projects will pave the way for World Bank's lending operations with concrete impacts on decent jobs and universal social protection. Last, we also start a systematic review of the EU Global Gateway projects, which involve public development banks and the private sector to increase their social impact. Collaboration with the private sector is also happening when we are supporting the implementation of social protection and employment policies in specific value chains. At the country level, the Global Accelerator brings together relevant UN agencies under the lead role of the UN resident coordinators. It supports national governments in the development of a Global Accelerator roadmap with key policy acceleration points and financing avenues. National steering committees composed of governments, social partners, civil society, engage with development partners, including UN, donors, and IFIs, on the implementation of the roadmap. For example, in the case of Uzbekistan, these acceleration points include green and digital transitions, formalization, and inclusion. The Global Accelerator is SDG financing in action. It is a transformative partnerships that can shape the future of development finance by promoting social impact as precondition for sustainable economic development and just transitions.